Hello, my name is Sonja Drakulich, and I am one of the instructors here at the Sound Healing Center. I'm honored to be on faculty here. I'm both the vocal technique instructor and also one of the instructors for the voice, chant, and mantra classes. So I'm also a Qigong instructor and a trauma-informed coach and a polyvagal nervous system regulation coach. So we incorporate all of this into a deep dive into exploring our true expression, the instrument of the voice, and we go into movement with Qigong and really freeing the voice. So what this looks like in my classes, we usually start with the voice technique classes, and this is a beautiful and empowering process of demystifying our instrument. A lot of times when people say that they can't sing, it's simply because they haven't really explored their instrument of the voice. We can't see the voice, right? So by going into the anatomy and realizing that the voice is a combination of the physiological structure of the body, the musculature, and the breath, we we learn how to use this as an actual musical instrument, and we realize that our voice is custom made for us as, I feel, our greatest sound healing tool, truly. So this is something that's innate with us, that we're wired to use our voice for our own regulation and for healing, as well as the breath. So when we work with the breath in my classes, we're learning how to use the breath for optimal singing technique, as well as using the breath for our own regulation. So regulating our nervous systems. And so I take you through many, many practices that you can use in your daily life to help you to self-regulate and just give you an overall benefit in your life. And when we're singing and when we're in the healing arts, we want to be in this parasympathetic state, right? We want to be relaxed. We want to have a sense of calm in our system so that we can be creative and be in that healing state. So the first step with this is finding safety in the body and stimulating the vagus nerve. So there's a lot of information coming out these days about the vagus nerve and how it's really the key to our health, and incredibly, the voice and the breath is really one of the best ways to stimulate the vagus nerve. So we use this with everything that we do in our classes, and we learn about why. Why is the vagus nerve the key to our health? And then we learn how to essentially uh, use our breath to regulate our system. So, and then we go into coming into our truth through our values, through our purpose, and we learn how to really feel this in the body and then to sing from there. And we learn about authentic expression. So there's many different practices where we go into authentic expression, really reclaiming ourselves as mammals, because all mammals express themselves, right? It's not just about communication or signals to each other. All mammals make sound to also release trauma, to release stress, tension, and to commune as well as to communicate. So we learn how to let go of this idea of perfectionism and right or wrong, and really get into unlocking the voice through this pure expression. And then from there, we find freedom, and we can also go into refinement and working in areas of the voice that we want to improve. So we go through that as well. And there's time in the class for individual attention. If you're having any issues with your voice, if you're a singer but you might have a little struggle here and there, there's going to be exercises and scales to really give yourself optimum technique for singing as well. So it's a wonderful combination. And I find that the Qigong, when we go into the Qigong movement, we're really utilizing this subtle body awareness that is so important in the healing arts, in any healing arts. I tend to assume that most people coming to this school are empathetic and have a sensitivity, or else perhaps you wouldn't be attracted to this school in the first place. So we use these tools to harness that sensitivity, harness that empathy, and to find your strength and your sovereignty in that, so you can be whole and you can be grounded and you can stay connected while you're giving to others and while you're in relationship, and avoid being depleted and all of that. And the movement of Qigong is also a direct correlation with singing. It's really an extension of what it feels like to sing. And it's really the same thing. So we really connect in with our energies and use the body, empty the body as a vessel, because that's really what it's about, is using this incredible vessel that we have as a vehicle, right? It's a vessel, and so it's really about getting out of the way, and it's such a relief to just surrender and to have the focus, and then to let go and have a deep relaxation and an expansion, so that there's that freedom and we can truly be a channel. So I'm passionate about all of this, and we also go into mantra, and I like to share mantra in a way that really retains the cultural context and a deep reverence for this tradition that is highly effective and extremely powerful. We go into both Vedic and Tibetan mantra, and then we also explore Eastern European folk songs. This happens to be my heritage, and decades of study in collecting old animistic folk songs. Now these songs, they come from a time that is pre-Christian, and a time that the lyrics are all about this interconnection between the species. So it's the sheep speaking to the shepherd, and the shepherd is listening, more than just the shepherd calling to the sheep, for example. So all of our ancestors have these songs because it harkens from a time in our lineage where there was more of an open communication and more of a receptivity on the part of the humans. And I find that remembering these songs, calling them back, is incredibly healing and important in these times. So it's also a fun way to learn the vocal technique. And I'm excited to share all of this with you and more. And I hope to see you in class. Thank you.